This video is about an advanced kick called axe kick, and it's one of only a few kicks that we do that come off the back leg. I'm going to show you from the beginning how this kick is done, and we're going to have a look at it piece by piece. So if you're new to this kick, you've never had a go at this kick before, please make sure that there's plenty of room at home to do this, only if you're practicing at home, and follow the rules on how we do this to build up to the skills we need for this axe kick. This is a movement that comes round like sort of start of a capital D shape and comes down that way. So it comes round and down. More advanced students will probably take it slightly more diagonally up straight and curl at the top then down. I'm going to try and show you the more advanced way, but build up to that one. So you've got, even from day one, a more advanced skill in your repertoire of skills. The stance is very important. So again, I'm going to pick up on this very set position. If you've done the inwards crescent kick, there is a video called the inwards crescent kick. I do go into more detail about the stances in that video. So from your normal sort of starting position, what we're going to do from here is we're going to take the leg not only back, I've taken it behind the front one, but I've taken it out to the side as well. More advanced students, roughly, doesn't have to be perfect, we're looking at 1.5 of your shoulder width long, so a little bit longer, and about 1 wide, okay? But if you go slightly over, that's not essential. Try and keep the back leg nice and straight, the front leg bent, front foot points forward, try not to let it twist anywhere for the moment, and the back foot will naturally sit at a 45-degree angle. So I'll show you from here just how that stance looks, okay? For those that have ever learned Taekwondo before, a lot of our stances and kicks come from that particular martial art, and you'll find that this is called a walking stance, 1 by 1.5, and again there are videos out there on YouTube which will go into more detail on the Taekwondo walking stance. But for us, we don't need that exact information, we just need a good idea that we've got to step diagonally out to the side from there. That's our number one or start position for an axe kick, back leg axe kick, which is the same as an inwards crescent kick start position as well. What we do from here is we're going to start with a very simple movement, up and down. What we're going to do from here is we're just going to take the back leg, I'm going to raise it up nice and straight so it stays straight, the knee is locked all the way up and all the way down. So to give you a target, whichever leg is in front, put the hand as a target there. And we're just going to raise up and see if we can hit our hand there, okay? So it doesn't have to be done too fast to start with. We're going to work this at a beginner's level axe kick. Again, high grade, as you get more experience, we're going to go higher, but I'm going to give you a safety tip in a minute about that. So again, reaching the hand there, okay? Using it as a goal, high grade, you can just practice that by coming across the body, okay? Now the target's here, where would we be hitting? Well, ideally, towards the face, in towards the collarbone here, down towards the chest, pushing them back. It's a more specialised kick, it wouldn't always work for everything, every type of fight situation, and particularly for those that are flexible, this is a great kick in competition. It's a good point score as well to come down, top of the head for more flexible people. But for the moment, we're going to work it as a beginner's kick. So working our stance, we've worked a little warm-up exercise using the hand as a target, and I recommend certainly doing a couple of rounds of 5 at home. Now, what you noticed is, this leg, again, knee may bend slightly, that's fine, but the foot is staying flat on the ground. That's important because we want to keep you balanced. What we don't want to do is have you try and kick as high as you can too early, and when your leg goes up, if this foot comes up as well, the ball of the foot is the only bit touching the floor, there's a very good chance as those muscles stretch on the inner legs that the muscles will tighten very quickly to react because it doesn't like it, pull back very quickly, this leg will slip and you'll end up on your back. So my recommendation, I do see it happen in class, and I've seen it happen a few times, I've seen it happen to some of the black belts as well, because they try to kick too high too early. Don't kick too high too early. So from this position here, we've got the stance, we've got the warm-up exercise from there. Make sure we can do it on both sides. So we're going to come across the body from here. Here's the target, and you can see I'm just coming across the body like so each time, taking the leg back. And I'm just going to try and give you as many introduction tips as I can I see students make to try and prevent you from making these for months or years in your training, so it takes a long time to unravel these mistakes later on. So let's get it right from the beginning. So we know our stance, we know our warm-up exercise, kicking across the body from there, keeping the leg straight, making sure that foot remains flat on the ground. There's our introduction steps, and I do recommend practicing both sides to make sure the leg gets nice and warm first. Let's move on to the next bit. So now we're going to try and put the kick together. So what we're going to do from here, I'm going to show you directly in front. And a good target for this in the classrooms is a kick paddle. And then it's a great little target to hit and just catching it nicely as you come down. So the idea really, this is a bit like somebody using an axe really. This is like somebody coming around with an axe and striking downwards. The power and the speed needs to come down. The movement up needs to be done quickly, but keep it quite relaxed. So from here, we're going to come around this way, reach the top, and then power down. Try not to do a technique where you power down and you slam the leg down. Try and get control as it comes down from there. So in that position there, I'm going to come down the middle. So we're going to come round and down the middle that way. And again, we show you, come round and down the middle that way. And again, from here round and down the middle that way, and see how I'm getting control from there. So again, you'd probably come through and follow on with some combinations there. High grade, you can do the back leg axe kick, put a few hand combos together there as well. So let's try 3 on the other side as well. So in that position there, coming round and striking down the middle from there. Get control of it, get the strike, and again, coming straight down the middle that way. Okay, so go look at it again in more detail. So what we're going to do this time is I'm going to slow it down so you can see the movement a little bit more. And we're going to come round and down. Obviously I'm going a bit slow, so it's going to be a bit lower. Round and down. Round, nice and straight up. Do the rise. As you reach the top of the rise, let it curl and bring it down, okay? Now this is harder when there's not a target there. And also don't go too high too soon, okay? As I said before, if you go too high too soon, you don't have the experience. And particularly if you try to go too fast or too hard, you can lose your footing here and end up on your back. So start nice and gently, lower grades. Smoother, nice and steady, keep your guard up. Practice from there, okay? That's how you do the axe kick, back leg kick, each time. A lot of people forget, step back. So they start great from here, and they get the axe kick working perfectly. Forget to step back properly, then they're struggling on the next one. Then they start to come off the front leg, gets even harder. Now, very quickly I'm going to show you, it can be done off the front leg as well. Now, more flexibility needed here, much harder kick. Perhaps you've done a front kick and hit somebody over, winded them. Dangerous move, but back of the neck here, we can do a strike down. So front leg, we get a little bit of pull back from here. Let me show you from here. A little bit of pull back, and we'll just see if we can bring it round and down. So short kick, not as strong, but it can still be done off the front leg, the axe kick from there. So it's round, down, and back to guard position there. So it's 1, and down, 2, and down, and 3, and down, and 4, and down. Good. So, very quickly, just want to very quickly show you that front leg technique. Not essential, I'm not going to ever ask you for that in any grading situation, just an add-on to what we do. The back leg kick is one we're interested in. So very quick recap, making sure we've got the stance to start with, making sure we get that raise, action, leg straight, making sure that foot remains flat on the ground. When you reach your raise, just curling, then at the top and bringing sharply down. My recommendation is low and slow to start with. Just get the movement, take some of the higher grades, many months, sometimes years to build up the height, build up the technique, build up the speed, build up that balance between speed and power going up and controlling that technique, okay? Hope that's useful. That's the axe kick and a little bit of a look at the axe kick off the front leg as well. Thank you.